Of course, with it being October and Halloween right around the corner, it is the perfect time to drop a batch of great horror games that PS Plus Extra and Premium have to offer. Of course, PS Plus Extra has a horde of horror games that have platinum trophies even scarier than the seemingly immortal slashers the games are based on. Friday the 13th and Dead by Daylight are for the seriously dedicated only, with their hundreds of hours of grind, high difficulty rating, and infuriating RNG trophies. Don't worry, these are not the sort of games we're going to be looking at today. There'll be no platinum nightmares like Evil within this batch of games. It is purely good games that will give you a fright, but their platinum won't. And if you hear a cat meowing during the filming of this video, please do not be concerned. This is Sir Ridley Scott, who is just trying to get a third breakfast. So here are 7 spine-tingling horror games on PS Plus Extra and Premium right now, with easy platinum trophies. So let's go. Game 1, Goosebumps the Game. One that is very quickly coming off the service, so one that will need to be completed before it's removed on the 17th of October 2023. But one I included for 2 reasons. Firstly, I loved the Goosebumps books as a kid. I thought R.L. Stine was the adolescent version of Stephen King. King for kids! That doesn't sound right. I'm going to not say that again. Moving on. But I loved the books and the show. Years later, I enjoyed the Jack Black-led movie, and through this nostalgia, I did succumb to play this point-and-click horror adventure. Not a good game, but a fun few hours for any Goosebumps fan. A lovely dose of that nostalgic magic that is only this sweet in a video game. That brings me to the second reason I recommend this game, and it is because it is by far the easiest platinum on this list. You create your own character and set off to capture and defeat all of the monsters that have escaped from the books. From werewolves to Slappy the Dummy, the entire roster of R.L. Stine's most terrifying creations wreak havoc on your street. You must solve puzzles and complete levels on your way to earn this platinum. Goosebumps has a 1 out of 10 difficulty and can be completed within a couple of hours. But if you want to get this platinum, like I said, be very, very quick. It comes off on the 17th of October, 2023. We just want to say a huge thank you to all of our Patreons and channel members on screen now. All of your love, support, and encouragement has meant so much to us. It keeps us going, it inspires us to do better, and motivates us to do more. You're all absolute legends. Love you all. Game 2, Hello Neighbor. A creepy little game that'll give you more jump shocks than an 80s exploitation B-movie. You play as a young new member of this suburban community who is suspicious of this creepy-ass motherfucker. And who wouldn't be? Look at this dude. Just fucking look at this guy. In this stealth horror game, you have to find a way into your scary neighbor's basement to discover his dark secret. Graphically, Hello Neighbor may not inspire your belief that the game will have any truly terror-inducing frights, but you'd be very, very wrong. Hello Neighbor has a multitude of mechanics that ramp up the closer the villain gets to you. From visual changes on screen to an increasing vibration of your controller, the tension builds, and if you've been stealthily moving around for a while, the terror of being caught is very, very real. Available on PS Plus Extra right now, Hello Neighbor is a phenomenon that you might just have to platinum. With a 4 out of 10 difficulty, 8 to 10 hour completion time, are you smart enough to find out the dark secrets in that basement? Let me know in the comments. I keep being asked 2 questions all over social media, Discord, and of course here on YouTube, so I will answer them very quickly for you now. Number 1, why am I always wearing this Superman Pride t-shirt? Well, it's one of my favourite t-shirts, and it came from my sibling who I miss very much, so I'm probably thinking about them a lot and wearing it because I miss them. Robin, we need to catch up. I love you. Number 2, am I going to shave my head again, or am I growing it long again? Well, yes. Game 3, Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope, or Man of Medan. The Dark Pictures Anthology has been scaring horror fans for years, and it's no surprise to find at least a couple of them on PS Plus Extra. Right now you can play Little Hope or Man of Eden on PS Plus's middle tier. Now, I've always ignored these games as they don't really appeal to me, then as I always try games before I recommend them, I did give Man of Medan and Little Hope a few hours each. Visually, these games are very impressive, but the characters' movements are truly bad. The awkwardness and frankly bizarre way their joints seem to work baffled me completely. However, this didn't actually break my interest in either game. As I moved through the opening scenes of Man of Medan, I found myself becoming more and more invested in the story and excited to see what would happen next. Very similar to a Telltale title, the Dark Pictures Anthology has a huge fan base, but despite enjoying the stories, I didn't find either of them at all scary. Maybe I'm just another jaded Gen Xer masquerading as a millennial because I was raised on those 70s B-movie gore fests on VHS.
Fuck, you're old.
Oh, honey, I'm only as old as the woman I feel, and I feel 21.
But I'm 30.
I know.
Anyway, Anyway, my adultery aside, both of these games are on PS Plus Extra right now, have 2 out of 10 difficulty ratings. Little Hope is 20 hours, Man of Medan 30, multiple playthroughs for both, but no missables, and you do have chapter select in both games. Enjoy. Game 4, Until Dawn. A game with a cast that looks like it should be headlining a big Hollywood movie. Until Dawn is another choice-based survival horror game and developed by the same team who provided the Dark Pictures anthology, Supermassive Games, which is one of my favourite developer names ever. With Hayden Panettiere of Heroes fame in the lead and co-starring Oscar-winning Rami Malek, you play as 8 characters within the game, and each decision creates a butterfly effect that can lead to any character's death or survival. The illusion of choice that Until Dawn provides is far more meaningful than in a Telltale game, for example, as when playing The Walking Dead, you know Clem can't die, but in Until Dawn, no character is safe. Not even the cheerleader from Heroes, who once upon a time had Wolverine-level healing abilities, but obviously not in this game because that was a TV show and it's just the same actress, not the same character. And with a simple platinum offering a 2 out of 10 difficulty and up to 2 playthroughs, with a guide Until Dawn can take 15 to 20 hours to platinum. No missable trophies allows you to do a blind run first, which I always feel is worth doing. After all, I trophy hunt because I love gaming. I don't game because I love trophy hunting. But you approach it any way you like and slam that plat into your collection. Good luck. Game 5, Medium. Game I'm doing right now, but it's another one that comes off on the 17th of October, so be very, very quick. It is a 4 to 10 hour platinum, so it's doable if you move now. Recently orphaned by the loss of her foster father, Marianne walks between the real world and spirit realm, simultaneously discover the truth of her disturbing recurrent dream. The split-screen worlds are entwined and interconnected, so they affect each other. In gameplay, this manifests through problem-solving and defeating enemies. Now, I've played a few games with a similar mechanic, most notably indie masterpiece Unbound Worlds Apart, but I've never felt it was as perfectly executed as it is here. The dual world mechanic is no gimmick, but rather the integral focal point in how the game delivers both its narrative and how it executes its gameplay. The Medium is a rather brilliant and unique game that I believe is one that should be played if only out of pure curiosity in how the two worlds work in tandem so wonderfully. With a 2 out of 10 difficulty and a platinum time of 5 to 10 hours depending on if you have to do a second playthrough, sadly, the Medium does have a ton of missable trophies, a lot of which are connected to collectibles. There are a few story-related trophies that you can also miss if you don't do certain things. So, if you want to do this in one playthrough, get a guide. If you don't, do it in 2, take 10 hours. So 5 hours each playthrough. As I said, I am playing the Medium right now, and if you want to get this platinum as well, you'll have to do it quickly as it comes off PS Plus Extra on the 17th of October 2023. Game 6, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard. What list of horror games would be complete without the juggernaut franchise Resident Evil being mentioned at least once? Now, there are several to pick from on PS Premium, but only the one for Extra, so we've picked that. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. One of the more survival horror-based Resi games, and the first in which you play in first person. It's also the first game to exclusively use the RE engine, which I just think is very cool. Playing as Ethan Winters, you set out to find his long-missing wife. When you find her in this decrepit, creepy-ass house, shit goes sideways, real sharpish. As you guessed it, he runs into some infected. From then on out, it's a nail-biting, trouser-soiling game of cat and mouse. Biohazard is a game so good I got lost in it completely after just 10 minutes of play. Its tense and creepy atmosphere reminded me of those Evil Dead films. The sinister forest area is grey and bleak. When you finally find your way to the house, the feeling of dread builds with every door you open, every room you enter. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is on PS Plus Extra right now. It has a 5 out of 10 difficulty, a 25-hour completion time, will require a minimum of 3 playthroughs, and yes, it is a little bit spicy. It's the hardest game on this list, but I think most people should be able to earn this platinum without too much bother. Last month, we gave you a bunch of impressive platinums that you could earn with your friends, and we had a delightful cameo from Vault Boy Steve, which did happen to cost me some very incriminating photos that I wish he hadn't put on Reddit. But which of those games did you platinum? Did you get any of them? Are you working on any of them now? Let us know in the comments. I'm still working on Sniper Elite 5 after Deadman carried me through the multiplayer, but I need to go do cleanup on Solo Run. Let us know what you're up to. Game 7, and for once, it's not the best game of the month. I was just too lazy to reorganise the script, okay? It's Call of Cthulhu. A Lovecraftian spine chiller to round off my PS Plus picks for Spooktember, based on Lovecraft's short story from the 20s and the popular role-playing game of the 80s. This stealth-based detective game has more than enough in it to make your skin crawl. As private detective Edward Pierce, your task is to investigate the fiery death of your new client's wife. The only clue, an ominous painting she herself crafted, predicting her death. Set in the 1920s amid a nautical theme, sets the stage for a perplexing and disturbing mystery. Call of Cthulhu Platinum is a bit tricky, with most trophies actually very easily missable. Definitely one I recommend using a guide for if you don't fancy extra playthroughs. Another lovely 2 out of 10 difficulty and very much a niche game, which I imagine is very much like Marmite. You will either be drawn into the Georgian time period and Lovecraftian psychological horror the game provides, or you'll fucking hate it like I did. 10 to 15 hour completion, an absolute must plat for any Lovecraftian fan. For everyone else, probably not. So which of these terrifying horror games are you going to go and platinum in October? Let us know in the comments. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm Zach, she's crew. This is LXL. Be good to each other.